Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just...
Suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the sole authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954-597-7060.
1470 AM and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Listen for Invite Health with Jerry Hickey and Amanda Williams. Weekday mornings at 9. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm here with Emily. We are here today to give you some update, and we're going to talk about a condition called ME, which is known as chronic fatigue. But it's also not just chronic fatigue the way we know it. It is with severe, severe pain. And so we want to give you some information about this disease and what we did and what Emily did to help herself. So if you know anyone that is suffering with chronic fatigue or called ME, please call us in here. I'll give you the number. It is 888-565-1470. Call us in and ask any kind of questions you have to me or to Emily. So before we start, I just want to give you some information about who I am and why I'm here. So at 17 years old, my daughter Lee was diagnosed with a disease called trigeminal neuralgia, and that is stabbing facial pain. It is debilitating. She had to get out of school. She was just at home on medication, and her life was basically over. There is no known cure or help to this day. So I started surfing on the internet and found a therapy called laser therapy that was being used in Europe, and we decided to try it. And that's what changed her life and my life. And she is currently now pain-free after, 9 years, I would say. And that is what led us to open up Caremen Care Clinic here in Boca Raton. So that's just quickly to give you information how and why I'm actually sitting here today. At the time in 2013, we started our clinic, and we just offered laser therapy. That's it, just cold laser therapy. That's all we did. And we saw many patients suffering with knee pain, back pain, headaches, and so forth. And we got a fairly good response. It was usually about 70 to 80% response of patients that came in with debilitating pain, and they got better. But there was a group of people that were not quite getting the results that I wanted. And so I started doing more research and found out that toxins have a very big influence on us. So if we have, toxins in the food and the air, just all sorts of different things, viruses, parasites can cause us to become ill. And so we started introducing something called laser energy detoxing. And that's something I did research on, things to find things that would be very simple, not difficult. So you don't have to ingest anything. It doesn't take months or weeks to get rid of something. So we just started adding that, and we saw that patients were getting better and better, faster. And then there was this third component that we saw patients suffering with a lot of pain for years and years and years. And somehow pain becomes a trigger. So let's put it this way: things can become a trigger, an emotional trigger. If you hear certain words, that can trigger a pain or a memory. So we started addressing that third component as well, the emotional being of the patient. We started to introduce Psyche, which is a way of reprogramming belief systems. Because if you've been sick for many, many years and you've seen various doctors and they tell you there's no hope, that becomes your belief system, right? Like there's just no hope. And today the internet is great, but when you go online and you start reading, especially with trigeminal neuralgia, there's no cure. It's called a suicide disease. So when you read that, my God, you become shocked and you're like, wow, I didn't know. And you're scared. Actually, you're very, very scared. So that becomes your belief system. There's no cure. It's a suicide disease. I'm just doomed. So it's very important to address that part as well. And with all those three elements, we started developing a protocol called the T3 paradigm, which is a brand new way of treating patients with severe chronic pain, because we're addressing everything. We're addressing the issue, the toxins in the body that have caused possibly this disease, or the immune system being down. And we're addressing with laser therapy and all the different lasers that we have, the physical cells in your body. So they start repairing, oxygen is delivered to the body and you start healing. And then the third component, the trauma to the person itself, right? Reading those kind of things and having diseases that are really label you as, okay, chronic.
Yeah.
So that's how we started. And I was very fortunate that, I don't even remember what year it was. I think 2015 or 16. I have to look back. But BuzzFeed came down and they did a video series on us, living with chronic pain, traveling with chronic pain. Yeah. And through that video, they actually showed what we were doing. Mm-hmm. And that is how Emily came to us. So, Emily, do you want to tell us a little bit, first of all, explain first at what age you started to feel some symptoms?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was at the beginning of high school. I first started to feel symptoms, and it was a very slow kind of start. I didn't notice it that much at all, but as it got more, I went to see doctors to ask them what was wrong with me, and I saw a lot of doctors, and they all said the same thing, that there was nothing wrong with me, and that the pain that I was feeling, it wasn't really there. They all said the same advice, which was exercise more, keep working hard at school, just don't stop anything, just keep going. So I did. I took their advice, which is what you do with doctors.
Sure.
And everything just got a lot worse, kept going fast. So when I was 15, I had to drop out of high school due to the symptoms of the ME was getting worse.
So tell me a little bit symptoms when you say pain. What pain did you have? How did that present itself in your body?
It started off, small, maybe in my legs or my arms, and just grew. I had such sensitive skin in the end that clothes hurt to wear.
Oh, clothes would be, if it would be tight or touching your skin,
right.
You would feel sensitive?
Yeah, just being touched on the arm would be really painful. I had universal pain, which is where just everything hurts. You can't really pin it down to one point. Everything hurts. And of course just extreme fatigue it's not helped by sleep. Nothing makes it better. And there are just a lot of symptoms with ME, like cognitive issues, the pain, the fatigue, nausea, constant nausea, and just a lot of things. It does affect people in different ways.
Sure.
But when it's severe, in cases people can't get out of bed, they can't talk, they can't move due to the fatigue.
So, and that's nearly where you were, right? You couldn't get out of bed anymore?
I was housebound. Mm-hmm. I couldn't go out. I couldn't see friends. I couldn't go to school. The only time I would leave the house was to doctor's appointments. When I had to use a wheelchair, I had to use a walking stick in the house, and I couldn't do anything.
Wow, I'm so sorry, Emily. That's just, we don't realize, right, that there are not only just you, but there are hundreds of thousands, I guess, young girls like you
yes.
Suffering right now somewhere in a bed, not knowing what their future is going to look like.
No.
So your mom had to stop working as well to take care of you.
Yeah, I couldn't take care of myself.
So it doesn't just affect you,
No.
but this disease affects your whole family,
Yeah.
right? So so how long were you in bed and were you suffering with this until you found the BuzzFeed video?
I was severely ill when I was 15 until I found the video when I was 17, and I found out about the clinic and decided to come on a plane and get the treatment, which was a big risk because with travel it can make fatigue a lot worse. But when you're told by doctors that there's no treatment, there's no cure, there's no guarantee that you're going to get better, you kind of hold on to any little last bit of hope that you have. So I saw the videos and I really wanted to give the treatment a try.
That's fabulous. Thank goodness for that,
Yes.
right? And so I remember you emailed me first.
Yeah.
So in case you want to email as well, it's info@Caremen Care Laser.
Yes.
And I usually answer the emails within a day or two. And so you emailed me, and I got back to you, I think, probably within a few days. And then we met over Skype.
Yes.
And we talked for a little bit and talked to your lovely parents. They're so supportive. And then you decided to come down. When do we speak? Somewhere in summer or something like that? And
yes,
then,
I think so, yeah.
Right? And then in December you came down.
November, yeah.
November, yep. So, yes, we met each other.
Yes.
And you walked in, obviously in a wheelchair and a cane.
Yes.
And I remember when we spoke, you were just very brave, very strong. I admired you, still do, for that.
you.
And so we started our treatment. And for people who want to know what we treated, that's okay, right? Obvious if I share that with you. We did laser therapy. So Emily came in the morning, and not too early, because many times people suffering with pain can't get out too early from bed. But we did laser therapy. We did something called ICO 1, where you put on this suit and we move your lymphatic system so that your lymph can be cleaned and flushed out. So that usually helps a lot with getting rid of the toxins.
Yeah.
Then we did the detoxing and we did the muscle testing to find out what toxins were bothering you and were stopping your body to heal itself. So then we did a couple of Psyche sessions, and you were here for, I think it was 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken,
3
right?
weeks.
21 days, that's usually our program. We do have some people that come a little shorter. Not everybody can get away for 21 days. But so we did that for 3 weeks, and at the end of the 3 weeks, actually I think after the 5th day, you came in, and I think your dad texted me something and said, we have a surprise for you. And you opened the door and you came in without the wheelchair.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing, right? I mean, I get goosebumps just thinking about that now. That's fabulous. So after the 21 days, you weren't completely, I'm not allowed to say cured, healed. But as with everybody else, we always say it takes about 2 months.
Yeah.
Until your whole body starts getting used to not having these burdening toxins and until healing occurs. It's very simple to explain. It's like when you have a cast and you break your arm, it takes 6 to 8 weeks for your arm to heal. So what we're doing here at Caremen Care is actually just getting rid of things that can be bothersome in your body, such as toxins, and then we're giving energy to your body so you can actually heal yourself. So laser doesn't really treat a specific condition where you say, yes, it helps with this and this and this. What we're doing is just giving your body that energy back so you can heal yourself. That's the beauty. That's why we have such success with so many different diseases. It doesn't matter really what the disease is, as long as it's something that one can say, yes, there's toxins, there's an overload, there's an immune deficiency, something's wrong, And today there are so many young girls and boys like you that are suffering, and we just ask ourselves why. But when we start looking at the toxicity, we can understand that there's so many toxins in the water and the food and the air that is putting such a burden on the young generation that we need to address that. It's so important. We can't just put medication and therapy and surgery and expect the body to heal. It actually won't. It actually makes you worse. And you experienced that, right? What kind of therapies did you do back in England?
Well, when you see doctors or any kind of people that treat these kind of diseases, there's no cure. There's nothing that they can really offer. The only thing that they suggest is graded exercise therapy, which is where you do exercise and then you build it up until you can do more. But when people with ME do this, they deteriorate so much, and they are made worse by the treatment that's suggested to help them.
Why is that? Is it just too much on the body?
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of health issues, exercise does help and it is good. But with ME, when you don't have the energy, it's not the right thing to do.
Well, it would make sense, right? If it's a toxic overload and your immune system is already compromised, if you're going to do more exercise, it's your body doesn't have the energy to deal with that.
Right.
So it's just going to make you exhausted. Yeah. So when you left home or when you went back home, how was that? What happened? What did you see change, and how did that progression that after the 2 months, like, what was that road like?
Yeah, when I got home, it was really 2 months later when things just started progressing very fast. I could do more and more each day. I had more energy, and because I had the palm laser, I could use it on myself every day. So I was kind of continuing that treatment. So I could do more every day. I could walk without a walking stick or a wheelchair, do most of the things that normal people do every day and take for granted.
Right, yeah, like you were telling me, like just getting dressed is already a task. So there's something out there that I read, and it's called spoons, right? The spoons, yes. Yeah. So I think that has been put together by someone who was very sick and was trying to explain to their friends what actually their life looks like. And you get certain amount of spoons. Yeah. So it's maybe, I don't know, 8 spoons or something like that. And you have to decide, what are you going to do today? Yeah. So you have 8 spoons available, and taking a shower maybe uses 3 spoons. Right. That means now you have 6 spoons left. Yeah. And you have to decide, what am I going to use my energy for today? Is that something that you were experiencing as well?
Yeah, I mean, when you are that severely ill, you can't just do whatever you want. You've got to really think about it. And like you said, I could either take a shower or go downstairs and make myself a sandwich, but I couldn't do both. I didn't have the energy to do both. So you've got to be really selective, because you can't do what normal people do.
Yeah. So how are you feeling now?
Good.
Good?
Very good, yeah.
That's fabulous. So what about the pain?
Pain is almost completely gone. I'm still not 100%, but I can still feel myself getting better every day.
That's fabulous. So do you still have to be careful if you take a shower and so, or do you have more energy during the day that you can actually do 2 or 3 tasks during the day?
Oh yeah, I don't really have to kind of think about it that much, which is just like being a normal person and being able to do anything.
That's fabulous. And your parents must be very excited.
Yes, they are, yeah.
I just know as a mom, when I had to watch my daughter suffer, there's nothing worse in this world. And then knowing that there's something there to help her, when unfortunately there are so many sites that just state, there's no cure, there's no help, you can't change it. And we're here, to really share this and say, think out of the box. We're not saying that we're curing, but we're saying that there is help, that you could, at least now you've had a few months of pain-free. You're able to walk without a wheelchair, walk without a cane. You are thinking of the future, of, changing different things in your life. And it's worth trying, right? I mean, it's absolutely worth trying. And Emily is not just one case. We have quite a few patients that have come to see us and that have done the 3-week treatment and that are just, doing better. Some are completely better. Some people feel 80% better, but at least you feel an improvement. So you're going in the right direction. Yeah. So there really is hope. Don't give up. That's what we're here to share. And that's what we're here to, to express, that you have to think out of the box. Yeah. If you understand how your body works, then you'll understand why this treatment can help you. Because again, you're cleaning up. I look at our body as a garden, right? So if you have a garden and it's covered full of weeds, covered full of weeds. Well, there's no way that a little healthy sprout can grow
Right.
because there's no room. So with the detoxing, we get rid of all those weeds and we start making a nice clean garden, right? So your body's all nice and clean and ready to grow and get better. And then with the laser therapy and the other therapies that we offer, it's just giving energy to your cells and your body starts healing from the inside out.
Yeah.
And then with the emotional support, we're just guiding you to help you. Did you feel that that was important as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when you're told for so long and when you're ill for so long, it really does take a toll on you, and it kind of changes the way you think. When you're told by doctors that the pain that you feel isn't real, you start to kind of question what you're feeling, and do I really feel this pain? And they're telling you that you're crazy, that it's not really happening, and that really changes a person.
You know, I think that is probably the worst thing that everybody that I talk to, and I see a lot of people, I get a lot of emails, a lot of text messages, and when I then finally see, hopefully, most of the patients, that is probably the worst thing everybody says. They said they can deal with the pain, but it's just acknowledging.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not crazy. You know you have this pain.
Yeah.
And it's just because, unfortunately, the medical field doesn't always have a solution, then it becomes, it's mental, or it's, you're not really feeling it, just because they don't have an explanation. But it's really there. The pain is real,
Yes.
and it's there. And we're nearly proving it, because you're not sitting here now and saying, well, you know, I still have pain. I mean, you got rid of your pain,
Yeah.
so it wasn't in your head.
No.
It was there.
Yeah.
And we could see how progressively you got better. And it's just every time with every patient, it's the same thing. You come in, you usually get a little bit better the first few days, and then you have a bit of a crash. Did you experience that crash too?
I don't think I did.
You
I
didn't?
remember feeling energy from the first session.
That's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
great. And that can happen, but
Yeah.
often we have patients that just have like a up and down. We always call this up
Yeah.
and down, up and down. And then after that, you usually go home after those 3 weeks feeling, you know, really better than when you came. And then gradually start getting better over the next 2 months. And then after those 2 months, that's usually where one can feel, you know, that's where you are. And then sometimes if you're 80% better, you might come back for a few weeks of treatment. So you came just to say hello,
Yes.
obviously. And we've just given you a couple of tune-ups, 2 or 3. You didn't
Yeah.
really need much
No.
at all, right? You just
No.
wanted to come in and say hello and get some little bit of laser.
Yes.
Yes. So, you know, it really helps with many different types of illnesses and diseases. And we've helped, dozens and dozens of people suffering with trigeminal neuralgia, what Lee suffered with. And age doesn't matter. That's the beauty. Age does not matter, because my oldest patient, you know how old she is? 101.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? I got to know her at 97. She was 97 years old, and she suffered for 35 years. She was just in a chair, you know, suffering with pain, just didn't want hugs or kisses from anybody, because when you have all that pain, you
Yeah.
just want to stay away. You know, you don't want anybody to touch you or come close to you.
Yeah.
And she was just all alone in a chair and just suffering silently for 35 years. And a doctor had recommended her to us. We treated her, and now she's pain-free.
Wow.
And I have such fun when I get her messages. I love it. Every Mother's Day, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, they send me a text message with her picture and her family, and it just warms my heart, and it gives me strength to continue on this
Yeah.
road. And also people like you, when I can see your beautiful face shining, and that, you know, you're walking again.
Yeah.
And it just gives me so much strength to keep going and saying, we have got to spread this word. We have
Yes.
got to spread this word. So we're very excited because we have good news too. We have great news, actually. We are trying to get Emily here to South Florida,
Yes.
and to be part of our retreat. So for those who maybe heard our last sessions, we were talking with Denise, who's going to partner up together with us, and we're going to create this beautiful retreat. We're working on other locations, because hopefully we have lots of people coming. And Emily's going to come and join us.
Yes.
And she will still obviously be limited, maybe not work 8 hours, right? Because, I mean, you're still in recovery.
Right.
And but it's beautiful. You're able to help. Before, when I knew you, you said you can't really help with anything because it's hard for you to think and to remember, right? So now I know you're asking me, how can I help you? I want to do this. I want to, help these people so that they can actually see someone who suffered like them and see that it helped. And so that'll be beautiful because I have a few other people here in Boca, like Lee can help. I have another young gentleman, we can hire him to be in this group. And so you all are together and can see, what, there is hope. There absolutely is hope. And that's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. So you're going to go back home to Yorkshire, right?
Yes.
Did I say that right? England? Good.
Yeah.
Going back next week, and you're going to go get your driver's license.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I would not have been able to do before.
Never. Can you imagine? I mean, who would have thought, right? Isn't that just
Crazy.
fabulous?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So you're going to do that. And then once you've gotten your driver's license, we're going to try and apply for the visa here.
Yes.
It's the H-2B, I think, visa. Yep. So we're going to apply for that, and hopefully we get that because you're a very important part. Because without you, people won't be able to see, the absolute truth. So we're very excited that you were here. Thank you so much for joining us and being with us.
Yes, thank you.
And, if you have any questions, please email us again at info@Caremen Care Laser, or give us a call, or go to our website, www.CaremenCareLaser.com. And we look forward to helping you as well. Have a good night.
Thank you.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.